Oh.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and record this. And I'm also going to go ahead and just run through some of these questions that people had. And then if you guys have like specific things that you want to go over, we can. Obviously, today has felt crazy because of the launch. And the website has been a little bit slow. So I was expecting that, but I don't know if you guys noticed, I tried to get on like right before this call and the whole thing is down for maintenance right now. So, if you're trying to get on and log in and all that good stuff, I've been trying to check my downline and can't. So hopefully you guys know what's going on with your downlines because I can't see it right now. But I'm sure they're just trying to resolve all the issues at once and then they'll bring it back up. So also, if you didn't see the post, if you had one successful point in November, they are reserving enough of the bench or of the steps until December 11th. I think they're holding a spot for you to make sure that you can get one if you didn't purchase today, but I sure did. Good option if you have renewal coming up for BOD is just to cancel it. And now that we can get challenge packs, just grab a challenge pack, renew your BOD, get the bench or whatever you want with Transform 20. And then what I did was I hadn't changed my Recover flavor in forever. So I switched that up so that I could talk about something new on my social media. And then I changed my Energize to the new tube sticks so that I could have something else to like share on social media. So there's that. Okay. Let's go ahead and let me get through a couple of these. So I know trying to see who's on here. So there's Candace. Candace had a couple questions. I also know Britt had some questions, and I think she's on here. Okay. Anybody else? Let me see. Okay. So let's go ahead and start. Candace said, I am working on building an Instagram following and finding a lot of other coaches. I don't add them, but then I get a lot of coaches following me that don't follow back. That's totally fine. I do that as well. Unless I feel intrigued by, their page or I see something and it makes me follow them. If I have all coaches in my feed, then the only thing I'm liking and commenting on are coaches. And in the beginning of building my business, I did that a lot. And I think that that's fine to do with when you're building a team and you're growing and you have new coaches and you're trying to encourage them and stuff. I think that that's a great thing that you guys can kind of just like and comment on each other's stuff. But when you start to have all coaches in common, I've been coaching for 5.5 years now and I've got all these teams that I'm kind of across the board mutually, some of them really good friends with, and then a lot of Beatnik has gotten really large. So if I'm only following the coaches and things, it's all that I see that pops up. And then it's really wasting my time on Instagram as far as growing my platform and finding new people and stuff like that. So just think, that's totally fine. Do you follow people with a smaller following, less than 1,000? Do you avoid people that already have a fitness routine or into fitness? No, I approach the people who have the fitness routine. I add the people who are into fitness. I love finding the people who are the tone it up or doing at-home things or finding things on YouTube or any of those because I feel like we're a perfect mix for that type of person. I think if they can see us doing Beachbody on Demand, it may intrigue them. So, if they're a heavy lifter, if they're huge into competition, I haven't had huge success with that style of fitness. But you just kind of have to keep an eye on it and see what you think. Following people with a smaller following, not necessarily, but I do try to keep it within probably 500 to 15,000. That sounds like a really wide range. But the reality is if someone is signing up with you and they already have a great social media platform, they already know how to be an influencer, they understand social media, and they have that following, it's probably going to be a little bit easier for them to start introducing a new business and to have some kind of attraction market already. So I wouldn't look at having more than 1,000 followers as a bad thing. And I think you'll know, like, once you feel like they just have too many, and at that point, maybe they're doing their own thing or they have, they're brand reps for a million different things. So it's kind of like that in between, if that makes sense. What would you say your conversion is on responses and inviting? Not everyone replies or just ignores the question. Conversion on responses and inviting? I mean, I am horrible with numbers. Some people literally know and track everything. I will say a lot of people ignore me in the beginning, and then will come back and I'll notice it's someone that I've messaged that says they're interested in a What is Coaching group, or they swipe up and join to learn more the next month or a couple months down the road. So while immediately it may not be hugely successful, it does put that like little, thing in their ear where they start to think about it. And then from there, I feel like it's easier to have that conversation with them because they're already following me and I've already expressed that I think that they would be good at it. If that makes sense. Let's see. Okay, Brittany, I will be there. Launch, taxes, top tips for challenge groups, how to keep challenge groups exciting, motivated, going. What are the percentages for sales made by coaches and customers? So you can find all the percentages that you make in sales in your FAQ. You'll see everything, how you earn, but it's broken down. You get 25% of sales on regular purchases, and you get challenge pack bonuses on challenge packs and completion packs and things like that, which makes it like, I don't know, I want to say it's more like 35 to 40% on those. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's somewhere around there. Plus you're getting the home direct orders, which is more likely that they continue to roll over and order again the next month. Plus it's the Success Club points. So there's a lot of reasons for talking to them about that larger package option. And then for your coaches, you're not getting commission on anything from your coaches, what they buy or what they sell. You're getting volume on that. And where volume comes into play is when you are Emerald and above, and all of a sudden you're starting to get team cycle bonuses. Team cycle bonuses range from $14 a cycle to $18, and you can cycle 96 times a day. So there's a huge range of what, my Emerald to Star Diamonds make in cycle bonuses. I would say anywhere from a $14 paycheck some cycle once to a $4,000 paycheck in 1 week. So it really just matters. It just depends on how you build your team and working coaches. But the main thing is don't worry about what cycle bonuses are and how to understand them until you get to Emerald or above and you start to actually think strategy. Okay, how do I build this business? And I would be glad to talk to you when we get to that point. Okay. All of my threads right now are going crazy on Facebook because of this launch right now. The site's down. What do I do? Oh my gosh. Okay. Other question. Okay. Challenge groups. That is probably one of the largest, biggest questions people have. I think it's going to be up to you, obviously, how exciting the challenge group is. And honestly, it's not, I take that back. It's not just you. It's the energy of the customers that month almost. And you'll notice some months seem super exciting and everybody's like in it and they're feeding off of each other. And other months you're just like, oh, hi, am I the only person here? Like, what is going on right now? And I also think with the Facebook algorithms changing, people simply just aren't seeing notifications and stuff anymore in groups the way that they used to. I mean, I'm missing so many things, and it's not because I don't want to like it and comment on it. I just am not even getting the notification on my phone, or it's showing me notifications from 24 hours ago. And I'm like, that's not even relevant. Like where's all the things? So as far as keeping them fun and exciting, you make the point up front to tell your challengers that a challenge group is only exciting when you bring energy to it and everyone else brings energy to it. There's only so many things that the administrator can do. We can post the daily post, we can challenge you, we can give you points, and you can get prizes at the end for, participation or whatever it might be. But they have to be the ones checking in every day and posting and asking questions and encouraging the other people. And then that person, it's going to feed off of each other. So I always tell people that an accountability is only an accountability group when they're actually holding themselves accountable. So they have to be checking in order for this thing to work. And everybody needs to be doing that. And when they see one person do it, they're more likely to do it as well. So there's that. And then as far as like keeping it going, this is why I open new groups all the time, because I do feel like they fizzle. I feel like week 3 is always the week where it's like, where are the people? Or some keep going and some have dropped off. You can message them personally if you'd like. You can call them out. I used to do that all the time. I would literally tag the ones that I hadn't seen in the group and be like, yoo-hoo, or like do a funny GIF or GIF, whatever you call it. And just like kind of call them out nicely, in just a fun way, saying like, I miss your face. Where are you? Are you here? And then they may message you personally or they may respond there, but it at least gives them, some kind of notification. So that's an easy way to do that. And then sometimes they have personal things going on. So if you just personally message them and say, hey, just want to make sure everything's all good. I haven't seen you post. Maybe they'll say they fell off and I need help. Or maybe something's going on personally, or, hey, I've been rocking it out. I just haven't posted. Awesome. Can you, and you just let them know, I'm excited for you and look at your results, et cetera, et cetera. Can you please share that? I think that this is what accountability groups are for. It would really motivate the other women and give them that little burst of encouragement to do that. And then challenge tracker app. So with the changes to Facebook, and if you're a newer coach, it may make sense for you to go the challenge tracker route. Because for me, I just am in the, this is what I know, this is what I've always done type of thing. I've been running them for 5.5 years on Facebook. And so it's what I'm comfortable with. It's what I know. I know how to set them up quickly. I like going live in them randomly. So I'm allowed to do that there. The challenge tracker app though is great for things like logging workouts, logging shakes, logging supplements, being able to see what your customers have logged. You can kind of keep tabs on in that way. And so there are definitely pros and cons to both. It's just kind of up to you what route you want to go, and maybe try one of each and see at the end of each, month 2, you've run one on Facebook and one on your tracker app. Ask your challengers what they prefer and they'll tell you, and then you can do a poll, see what they like, and then continue to run your challenge groups according to that, or just do whatever you like. I mean, it's totally up to you. Let's see. I think that was the only questions underneath that post in particular. So I don't know if you guys have specific questions about anything in general or about the launch or anything that I can help you with. But I really just wanted to hop on here so that I could answer any kind of questions you have and have a small space where we could connect outside of the larger team meeting. So don't be shy. If you have a question, I'd be happy to help.
I have a question for you, Nikki.
Yes.
So I have a challenger. Her BOD is up. I know that you mentioned it earlier, but her BOD's up on the 30th of December. Could she cancel that now and get a challenge pack?
I would cancel it and get the challenge pack. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I didn't know if she was going to run into something with that.
Yeah, and if it's been more than 6 months since she's purchased one, you would get the Success Club points.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else?
Hi, Nikki. I have a question. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yes.
Hey, just like I'm still working on that building phase, and so I'm finding that some people don't always follow back. Like, how long did it take you before you saw traction in your cold market?
I mean, I ran through my warm market. I felt like I really if I dove deep into my warm market, I was probably in that for like a year and a half. I wouldn't say a hot market, but like people that I was familiar with. And then from there, when I started to add people, it feels like it's like a 4-month turnaround. Like I needed to get to know these people or follow them and engage for about 4 months, really, back and forth. So if I was adding people constantly and engaging constantly, maybe I reached out in month 1 and they said no, or they ignored me or whatever, or they didn't follow me back, or whatever it was. Then I started to see a little bit of a shift. They got warmer in the second month. The third month they were interested but didn't commit. And then month 4 they committed. But if I'm always having those conversations and I always have people coming back around, or that I'm coming back around to, that are committing, if that makes sense. So 4 months seems like a long time, but if I'm constantly doing that, then I always have people that are in that cycle. You know what I mean? And then as far as just adding people, to your network, if it's just simply follows and unfollows, I would follow people and people say, how long until you unfollow them if they didn't follow you back? If they didn't follow me back, I still followed them if they were intriguing to me, or if I felt like they were a good follow. If I didn't, then maybe a week and then unfollow them. I still get some every once in a while that they post and I'm like, whoa, why am I following them? Who is that? But most of the time, I'm only going to engage with people that like I truly would have an interest in, because I feel like if everything's going to be done on social media and I truly don't have an interest in their page, how would anyone else have interest in their page? You know what I mean? So I just want to make sure that the people that I'm talking to are people that truly I feel like would have success in the business, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Hold on, I just saw the chat come up. Yes, Brittany, I'm so excited for you. I saw the ads into Beatnik, so congratulations. Okay, so as far as what happens is if they signed up, like did they sign up with packages, or how did they go about signing up?
Here, am I muted?
There you go. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Someone's talking on here trying to figure it out. Hey guys. Yes, so they both bought challenge packs for T20. One of them already had Beachbody On Demand and Shakeology. She bought Shakeology from me a couple weeks ago, maybe. And then the second one, she bought Beachbody On Demand, Shakeology, and the T20, just the step and the access pass and the main stuff with it. That's what they both purchased with their coach.
Okay, so as long as their purchases are over 50 PV, meaning 50 personal volume, which they will be active. If it doesn't show them active right away in your back office, first of all, everything's delayed right now, but it should show tomorrow morning. So double check in the morning that they're showing active. Also, Beachbody should place your first 2 coaches opposite legs. So they should naturally put one on the left and one on the right for you. Sometimes that doesn't happen, however. So again, another thing to check off the list tomorrow morning when you look is, are they on the left and right? Or you may already see that. If they are, you're not enrolled right now because Beachbody doesn't officially announce or show rank advancements in the online office until Thursday mornings. So Thursday morning is our payday, our rank day, like the day that everything updates. So that's when you see the shout outs for all of the things. So of course, if they're active and they're left and right, you will see an Emerald announcement on Thursday. So we just want to make sure tomorrow that all those things are correct so that when Thursday happens, you're set and you see it in your online office and I see it in my online office when we wake up.
Gotcha.
As far as cycling, that is something that is going to be probably the hardest thing to understand. Left and right legs, volume, and cycle bonuses all go together, and they're all, for me at least, was like one of the most confusing things to understand. However, if you have not watched the little video, it was the aha for me, and it's a simple, silly video they do with the little characters. It's earning through team cycle bonuses, and I think I just YouTubed it and found it, but it was with Michael Neiman, and I think it was just Michael Neiman actually, who is in part of our corporate. And he basically explains like how to cycle bonus with these little characters. He kind of like dumbs it down. And that's where it kind of made sense for me. But in a nutshell, you cannot earn cycle bonuses just from one of your legs. So how it works is, because if that were the case, some people sit on a leg that has volume building for them and they would just be getting free money, which would be a pyramid scheme. So it has to be built in a way that you are working. So what happens is for every 300 team volume, you get 1 team cycle bonus. Okay. Which doesn't seem like a lot in the beginning, I know. But when you get to the place where your business has a lot of volume, you're going to be cycling many times and, multiple times in a week, sometimes multiple times, you could max out per day. But what happens is it'll take 200 volume from whichever leg has the most. So this is based on like you have a team that's building, they've sold some things, they've added a coach, and that coach is working. Now you have all these working people below you. For every 200 volume on the strongest leg and 100 volume from the weakest leg, that would combine for 300 and give you 1 cycle. So that's how they combine it to make sure you have to be working both legs. So it'll pull 200 from the strongest, 100 from the weakest. That gives you 1 cycle. Again, until you have a team that is starting to work their business to maybe they start, making sales, they're hitting Success Club, you'll start to see that volume. You'll also see what's called a stronger leg. And your strong leg is like, maybe you go into your genealogy and you're like, who are these random coaches that I see signed up? I didn't sign them up. That is the strong leg given to you by your team. So maybe I signed coaches after you signed up and I've put them on that same leg as you. Maybe coaches underneath me that signed up, they start signing up coaches on that leg. So you'll start to see volume come in, not just from your team, but from my team, the entire team, Team Beachbody. So you'll get some free volume there in some cases, but you'll need to work on finding those working coaches. Once you have that, once we start to see a little bit of growth, we can kind of strategize and I can talk to you about like, okay, how do we want to grow for income? How do we want to grow for rank? That sort of conversation. Okay. Other questions for me?
I do have another one. If
I
can. How do we change? So they send a check, right? But how do we change it to direct deposit? Is that in the coach office as well?
Yeah, you want to do that as soon as possible. So we get paid every Thursday, and it'll directly just drop into your bank account, but we're on a 1-week delay. So what happens is like on Thursday in my bank account will be what I got paid last Thursday. And it just kind of goes, it's most businesses, they pay you on a delay, but you can go into your online office, which is down right now. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Does anybody know which? Is it Grow My Business?
It's under Monitor My Business.
Monitor My Business.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll find
and it's my EFT management.
There you go. And then it'll just ask for like, I don't know, routing number or something like that. And it'll directly link it all. It's pretty simple. Anyone else? You also get taxed. I know some of the newer coaches were asking after the $600. So once you start to earn more than $600, you get a 1099 cent at the end of the year. And so we're independent, obviously. Taxes are not taken out of our check. That's up to us to kind of save or whatever your plan is. I know right at this point I'm on quarterly. I make quarterly payments, but in the beginning I was just kind of putting away 20, 30% or something like that of each paycheck just to I'll take that back. The first year I was really bad about it, but then I got better about doing it. But you just have to think about it, because at the time, it's easy to not put that little bit away.
I have a question about just like conversations. I've had a lot of conversations with people and they're interested, but then when it comes to purchase, they get shy. So what do you do then?
As in, like, they just stop, they ignore you?
Like silent, some are silent, like they're very responsive during the whole, like, getting to know what it's all about and kind of stuff, not just coaching, but like more towards challengers
Mm-hmm.
and getting customers. And then when it comes to like, okay, like,
Is it when they
ready,
see
go.
price, or is there like a specific point where they get quiet?
Maybe a mix of price too. I think once price happens, and then I try to clarify that it's, you get the full year of Beachbody, because some people are like, is that a month? And I'm like, no, it's not.
No, I let them know.
Charge.
Basically, Beachbody On Demand is free with a challenge. Like when we had the challenge packs for $140, $160, I'm not looking at the Transform 20 because these are a little bit more pricey, but the ones that are around that price range, if you think about it, they're getting, say they paid $130 for Shakeology, then they added the containers on top of that and got a shaker cup and, all this other stuff. They're basically getting Beachbody On Demand, over 6,000 workouts for free for a year. So you can play it that way, or you can swap it and you can say it's $2 a week for Beachbody On Demand. And then you're basically getting Shakeology for free, which is $130 value. They're paying for like the containers, the shaker cup, and Beachbody On Demand. And then after that, they're pretty much getting Shakeology for free. So there's a lot of different ways to kind of talk to them about it. But I really like to come up with price objections before they have them and kind of talking them through like what the real value is there versus, or you can say, I know I went to Cycle Bar and it was $160 for the month or whatever. And so to have this for a year for the same price is great. Kind of coming at it that way. Or if they fall off, maybe something like this comes up and we have a launch and you reach back out and you follow up and just say, hey, I know we haven't chatted in a while and you expressed some interest. I thought about you today when our 20-minute program launched. And maybe that would be enough to kind of start the conversation again and see if you could close the deal that way.
What do you say about Shakeology when they talk about it? Because, I do want to tell them that it'll be like enrolled in it and that they can manage it themselves.
Yeah.
But I don't want to tell them like it's expensive and like, you might want to just cancel it. Like I want them to know that, like, so I say it's beneficial and I recommend it.
Yeah.
But, like you can manage it. But then I I'm not really sure because I don't want to talk it down.
Are you talking about like letting them know about the HD option or what?
Well, like if they sign on with the challenge pack, they're automatically in a subscription on HD.
I actually think they can choose one-time order now.
Oh, can they?
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I bought one today, and I was like, oh, I could choose a one-time. I mean, I don't get the shipping.
Okay.
But I don't get like the day on the shipping. But they can choose one-time.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay. Well, yeah, that's cool.
And it's gonna even like back before that was a thing. Like I would let people know. If you want to continue on Shakeology, you can. If not, you'll get an email before your next one ships and you can cancel or you can cancel right away. I let them know. Obviously, I wasn't at my goal in 1 month's time. So I've continued on Shakeology now for 5 years because I see the benefits. But in the beginning, I knew I was going to need to be on the supplements more than 1 month. My program was longer than a month, Mm-hmm. So I talked about it both ways, but I do think there is the option now.
That's good. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Any other questions?
I have a few people that I've talked to about coaching that I honestly, truly think would just be great. Like they're people, like they take care of others. They just care about other people's health. A lot of them are kind of already in the healthcare field, et cetera, stuff like that. But a lot of them are telling me, well, the beginning of the year, that's what I'm getting from a lot of people. But I know a lot of people's finances right now, like Christmas and all that kind of stuff and everything. And it's hard to see the greater picture when you've got all that already coming out of your bank account and stuff. So kind of just check back up with them at the beginning of the year, check up with them even through then, because I guess I don't want to be too pushy and push people away or off. But then again, I don't want to lose them.
Right. And I let people know I don't like to push people around this time of year, honestly. I will encourage them at this time of year. However, I do, when they give me that as their response, I do respond back and just say, I completely understand. I do want to just let you know that there are going to be so many people that have New Year's resolutions who are looking for a fitness option come January, and they're going to be looking for a coach or an option, and you could be that option if you were to understand the business side of it now. You know what I mean? Like if they were to dive in now and kind of get that training under their belt come January, when the New Year's resolutions start coming out, and the spring break is on its way, bikini season, and everybody's starting to think now, they're there for that. And at least just say that and let them know if now is not the time, that I completely understand that too. And I will be here in the new year, and you better believe I'll message you in January, and just put them on your list to message in January. And it's as simple as that. Just let them know your thoughts on why now is good. But then from there on, you leave them alone, you let them make the choice, and you come back in January.
You think it's better to personal message like a lot of different people right now, or kind of just do some lives right now with the time of year it is to just get kind of a broader word out?
I think both. I mean, I know I built my business on personal messages. I did not have the attraction market. Like, people are not just coming to me like, yeah, I'm going to buy all these challenge packs and we're all signing up as coaches. Like, it did not work that way. And if, you sign up as a new coach and hope that everyone just flocks to you, you have to be okay with a much smaller scale business. And if you want the business of your dreams, if you want the business that you envision, then you have to think, what steps do I need to take now that are outside of my comfort zone, most likely, but will get me to where I want to be on a larger scale. And I was okay with doing those things because I knew by reaching out, I was reaching a larger market. I was personally telling someone I thought they'd be a good coach versus inviting everyone on my feed. And in that case, they feel special. They feel some kind of way, and that's the way they should. I was invited, and had I not been invited, I don't know that I ever would have signed up. I doubt that I would have ever reached out to my coach. And my whole life, my family's life, from the inside out, all aspects would be 1,000 times different. So I am always thinking about the fact that my coach had the guts to reach out to me. And because of that, my whole life has changed. And so I want that for the person I'm reaching out to. I'm not reaching out to be the salesy, annoying person. I'm reaching out because it changed my life and I want to change theirs.
People definitely aren't flocking.
No.
Definitely been having the message,
No,
which is fine. Like
I
that's
know.
part of it. You put work into it too.
Yeah, I mean, I look at, well, first of all, in fitness, the fourth quarter is always the slow quarter for us. It's like always when it's really slow. People who have holiday gift packages and things that they can gift that are little things, that's when they have their big moments. But for us, this is our slower quarter just in general. So everybody kind of feels that across the board. But, and then it starts to pick back up in the spring, and people are starting to think about, okay, I got a couple months till this vacation or whatever it is. But I mean, I look back at my time hop 5 years ago, and my posts, first of all, they were horrible, but I'm like, oh, that's cute. My mom and dad liked it. And like one of my friends commented, but it's the consistency is the key. It gets better. Anybody else? Any of you little veterans on here have anything? They're like veterans too. One.
I will say that I had one of my girls who's a working coach. I contacted her 3 years ago, and she gave me like a hard no. She was like, I was like, I really think that you would be good at this. And she was like, no. And then here we are 3 years later, actually earlier this year in January, she contacted me. I hadn't even gotten around to like following up with her yet. And she contacted me and was like, I want to join your team. And I want to coach.
If you share the lifestyle, and I will tell you guys, it's important to show up to live events. You know, try to get yourself to Summit. Let your followers see you there. Oh, they're real people that like get together with their team in person. This isn't just like a fake thing. You know, I do retreats for my leaders, like being at those and being able to share that stuff. Those are all big moments as well. Being consistent and showing up in your personal journey. All of a sudden, you have a transformation that blows you out of the water, but then you're sharing it and people are like, whoa, like where did that come from? And they want to know what you're doing. Okay, girl, I've been trying to go to this gym for 4 years and I see you're in your basement and all of a sudden your whole body has changed. And they want to know, but you have to be showing up. You have to be consistent. You have to show up for yourself first. You have to share the transformation and be consistent on social media. I mean, those things are a no-brainer, like check, check, check. They have to happen. And if you can do those things over time, then it starts to build. You know, that attraction of people coming to you will start to build. However, the personal inviting still needs to be there. It needs to be this like kind of, you know, intertwined thing.
Can I add to, like, there are going to be crickets when you make certain posts, but that doesn't mean they're not watching.
Right.
Like, stay consistent even within the crickets, because even when you have crickets, like, it doesn't mean that people aren't watching and they're not being inspired by what you're doing, you know?
Yeah.
And I had some people that made purchases for me, like you were talking about crickets, and I thought, you know, like, oh, nobody's doing anything. And then it's like a lot of people were scared to get out and comment, like in front of other people and get on the challenge group, because it would be a lot of personal messages, or maybe people that I know, they would text me and they'd be like, I'm interested in this, but I just don't even really know what to ask. And I really encourage people, you know, like if you have a question, I bet everybody has that same question, but it's like a lot of people are just scared to even put themselves out there in front of others, just to even be curious.
That's why messaging is so important, to personally invite, because there are going to be people who are going to be watching and they're not going to comment or like your post, but then you'll reach out to them and they'll be like, I've been thinking about this for like 6 months and I've been wanting you to reach out because I've been sitting here scared, you know?
Yeah.
I kind of go off of like what Nikki was saying with like being consistent, because so I did a 80-day obsession at the beginning of the year and I kind of posted about it, didn't really, and I'm kicking myself not posting sooner about it, because like a couple months ago, I had reached out to a girl and I was like, hey, like, you know, I think you'd be great at this. You know, I did my whole spiel. And then she wrote, well, I already got a coach. Like, I was watching your journey, but like I didn't reach out and I didn't know. And so now I'm like, dang it, if I had just, you know, got out of my comfort zone earlier.
You kick yourself because they could be totally interested.
Yeah. And so now, you know, and she's also kicking herself because she signed up with a coach, like a friend of a friend who doesn't even talk to, like, doesn't even know really who she is. And so now the whole transfer thing is hard. And so now she's like, I wish I knew you were a coach. And that was her direct words. So I was like, oh, that's my worst fear. And so ever since then, I've been like just constantly posting and posting and posting. Might be the same stuff every day, but at least I'm showing up for the people that watch my stories. And like I have people at work where they're like, where are your carrot muffins? Or where's your dog? Or like where, you know, but I post about those. Like, that's my thing. And where's my dog? And so I think just keeping consistent and always like, I think, I don't know who said it originally, but it was like, go for no's. So like, you should go for 100 no's and be, okay with it. Cause not every single one is going to be a yes. Cause I reach out and it might just be like, hey girl, like, hope you have a great week. They might cricket, no response, move on. Like, just keep, you got to keep inviting and just reaching out, because you never know, like, those people watching, they might just be nervous, like what Tristan was saying, to like reach out to you. Because I had some girls who I reached out to and they were like, oh my God, thank you for reaching out, because I've been like hesitant to talk to you. I'm like, what?
I know.
But
I know I've had people like, you're just intimidating. I'm like, what do you mean? Like,
you're like, have you ever talked to me in person? I'm like, I'm a squirrel. Like,
I know.
But yeah, I would just, just keep inviting and reaching out to people, and it might just be just engaging with their stories, and then that way they see your stuff, and then just staying consistent. So I definitely am kicking myself for not sharing from like when I very first started till now. I kind of like, I posted more when I finished the program. Like, people want to see your journey throughout it. They of course want to see results, but they want to see you go from day one all the way to your complete the program day 3,000, and so that's my little tidbit.
Yeah, I can't say how many times I've kicked myself after talking to, like, there've probably been like 2 or 3 people who have said like, yeah, I'm actually doing it with a coach now, and I'm like, I should have contacted them. Like, I've kicked myself for not inviting when that person came to mind. Like, if you have somebody who comes to mind and you think is who would like benefit from it and enjoy it, invite with like confidence. Like, go for it and don't second guess it. Just go for it, because you're not going to regret it in the end.
I think something that helped me was that, like, I made my list of everybody, like my list of 100 people. I might not have talked to these people in a long time, but like, I have my top 20 that I'm like, all right, these are my people, my like warm market. And then I work through, okay, I can reach out to this girlfriend of a friend, and then kind of go that way. So you can start with people at least and then work outside of your comfort zone with the cold market. So getting new followers is important and all that stuff, but I think it's way easier on the conversation piece to talk to people that you've at least communicated with within the last year or a couple months, instead of it being so random. Like, prime example, I reached out to a girl last night, and I like her stuff every once in a while, but like, haven't shot her a message, anything, but I just shot her a message and it just said like, hey, whatever her last post was about. And I just said, hope you're having a great week. And she responded with like, thanks, like, hope you're doing well. Did you mean to send that to me? I'm like, oh, it's awkward. But like, I reached out and I just explained to her, no, I've been watching your stories, and then it was unawkward at that point. But she's like, I didn't mean to be mean. It just, I hadn't talked to you in so long. So then it just like icebreaker kind of thing that way. Yeah. I don't know. But I definitely make a list of your people. I think that helps get you started with who you'd even want to reach out to.
Yeah, that's great advice.
Yeah. My bubble chart.
It works. We saw it at the retreat.
I'm addicted to that thing.
All right. Any other questions? Also, know if you have not given like full attention to Transform 20, it is day 1 of the pre-sale. Like, it doesn't even VIP cannot get it until the beginning of January. So don't feel like you missed the boat on that. Don't feel like you missed the boat on talking about it, reaching out, hyping it up. Like, it's hype when you make it hype. So just really know that you still have an entire month to get people really excited about VIP. And even after that, the VIP can continue to purchase through April. So what I love about these pre-sales is it allows us, if we do the work now, to have a really great launch tonight. I see a lot of people saying this is the best volume I've had in forever. This is awesome. It's only Tuesday, which is awesome. But then we also have a chance to almost relaunch it in January, saying, okay, now we're going to start working out and doing it. Now people are going to have FOMO because they're going to see you doing it, because you're going to be showing up and being consistent and showing your workouts on your feed. And then after that, you still have that time to talk about it, for months to come. But don't feel like you've missed the boat or anything like that. Just educate yourself. Get on the Shanti recording call. Start to learn about it. Get in the FAQ. Dive into our hype group. Like, use the tools given to learn about it and start talking about it now.
Yeah. I think I learned it from you, Nikki. I think it was, it's a launch when you make it a launch. Like, no one knows outside of our world when things are launched. So, like, it could be January 1st, 3rd, whatever. No one knows unless you've been posting about it that it's already launched. So if you're not comfortable with posting about it, learn about it. And then whenever you want to make it your launch date, then go ham, on posting about it. So like what she was saying, like, don't freak out or stress out. Because I know last night, like, I was like, oh my God, this is giving me anxiety that I'm not getting a step. Like, I was like,
I had people up at 3 a.m. sending out share carts. I'm like, you guys, what? Like, I just told you it's not going to sell out the first day. Why are you sending links at 3 a.m.?
I think we had the fear of the pumpkin spice. I mean, it was like 2 hours.
But holy crap, this isn't, that's not limited edition as pumpkin spice. I couldn't believe it. I woke up to all these threads and everybody had Zoomed and had power hours at 3 a.m. and I was like, what?
Oh, yeah. And then come to find out that it actually got released earlier than what was projected. So,
of course it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like at 2 a.m. or something. Yeah.
No, I got mine at 1:30 East Coast.
Yeah. So I was like, wait, I could have just stayed up, not did a power nap.
Oh, well, I'll just let you know I sent my share carts at 9:30 and all was fine.
LOL.
I think I sent mine at like 5. I was going to get on that 3 a.m. call, but I chose sleep, and I did it at 5. I was so excited, though. It was like Christmas morning.